If you have been keeping up with Activision for a little bit, you would know that things haven't been going too great for them, but just recently, Activision actually did something somewhat good that you might even consider an Activision rare W. Now, you might be thinking what could possibly be a good thing Activision can do, but if we take a look into the lawsuits they have, you will notice a new one that just recently popped up for cheating. We all know cheating is a huge problem in COD and was almost unplayable until Ricochet came out, but just recently Activision filed a lawsuit against Engine Owning, who is one of the largest Warzone cheat providers out there, and this is something that can help the franchise. Now, you would think that Ricochet would take care of all of the cheaters, but that isn't how the anti-cheat works. Think of it as like your immune system. Most of the basic stuff your body has seen before, they're going to be taken out easily, but if you're introduced to something new, your body won't know how to handle it. That's how the anti-cheat works. It is a constantly improving software that learns new cheats as they are created, but for repeat offenders like hard aimbots or walls, the system will flag you and ban you just because it's seen it before and knows what to look for. But for some new cheat that came out that the system hasn't seen before, the system won't recognize it at first and it will take a minute to ban you and actually learn that cheat. And this is where this lawsuit comes into place to help that out. Now, Activision suing one of the most popular cheat providers out there is a damage control tactic and a fear tactic to use on other cheating providers that's already working. In the lawsuit, Activision is claiming that Engine Owning has caused severe damage to the company and is looking for $2,500 for each violation. Now, that might be a little confusing, it doesn't sound like a lot, but let's just break it down real quick. So, each violation means for each cheat that has been provided to a customer, so essentially it means Activision is seeking $2,500 for every cheating software Engine Owning has sold to a customer, and in the lawsuit, Activision says they have banned over hundreds of thousands of cheaters, and tens of thousands of those banned accounts have been from Engine Owning software. So doing the simple math here, let's say only 10,000 accounts have been linked with Engine Owning cheats, so that would mean Engine Owning would have to pay $25 million to Activision for damages. And if you're wondering how we got that number, it is because for the $2,500 for each violation, and probably well over 10,000 violations, you just multiply those two, so 10,000 times 2,500, 25 million. It's a lot. So it's just not great for Engine Owning, and that's only the bare minimum. If the number of violations were, let's say, 100,000, the price would increase to $250 million in damages. So overall, Engine Owning is getting destroyed from Activision, and it looks like Activision is trying to bankrupt them and instill fear into other cheat providers. And that fear aspect is working, as another big cheat provider known as Cynical Software has announced they are immediately stopping the sales of Warzone and COD cheats because they don't want to get sued. And I think the most crazy part about this is that each software I've brought up, they actually have a website you could go to, and it's literally like an Amazon for cheats. So it's kind of crazy that it's gotten this popular where you can literally just go on the Google, type in the name of the software, and then bam, you have a catalog of cheats you can buy for games. But hopefully more cheat providers get scared with this because Activision is finally doing something about the problem, and instead of always running trying to stop the cheats, Activision finally put in a system in place to take out a majority of those cheats and is now going for the big dogs of the industry to put an end to the cheating problem. Now, obviously cheating will never be a fully 100% gone, that's just a given, but this is much better than having the problem run rampant and ruining the game for many. And we also have yet to see how this case will go out because I have a sneaking suspicion that Activision will settle for something a little less than what they wanted. But this isn't their first time doing something like this, as back a couple years ago, Activision did something similar with World of Warcraft cheats and settled for something a little less, but it was also, I believe, $500 per each violation instead of $2,500, so it was obviously going to be a little less, but they've done this before, so hopefully they could get what they want. But I still think they might just settle for something a little bit lower. But regardless, I want to see these cheat providers just gone. Of course though, while this will help a huge problem with the COD games, Activision still has a lot to do within their own company and figure out their own lawsuit filed against them and hopefully make CODs great again. But only time will really tell on this because lawsuits can take upwards of a day to months to years. It all really depends on the lawsuit and how fast it goes through. But if you did enjoy the video though, make sure not to leave without leaving a like and subscribing for more. But until next time, see ya.